name is Alex. I am a Chicago Zine Fest organizer. I've been organizing since 2014. I'm a cartoonist. I make self-published comic books. The series I'm working on now is called Kids with Guns. Fun title, I know. Some of the projects I've worked for Zine Fest have included the Friday night reading workshops, organizing some of the past youth readings, and one of the things I'm really proud of with Zine Fest is being able to adjust to these really crazy and uncertain times that we're in. While I'm sad we can't meet in person, I'm excited for all of us to spend the weekend together on our digital Zine Fest. So I hope you can join us. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Anna. This is my 4th year organizing Chicago Zine Fest. I'm originally from rural Illinois, and I've been living in Chicago with my spouse and dog for about 6 years. I write how-to zines. My series called Biff Boff Bam Sock. It covers topics like personal finance and voting and Spanish grammar and health insurance. I also have some more lighthearted ones that are about movies and what I could have bought with my student loan money. I also write a zine review newsletter called Zine Fiend. Professionally, I'm a graphic designer, so I handle a lot of Chicago Zine Fest visual assets, from our Instagram posts to art directing our annual poster. I'm also pretty hands-on with the tabler registration, like the whole process from application to table assignments. And I do work on the website. Something I'm especially proud of is the Zinester directory that we're launching with hashtag CZF 2020. I was inspired by Fanzine's World Zine Event Calendar, and I wish there was one for like creators, like Zinesters and distros. So I built this simple Google form and spreadsheet to add to our digital Zine Fest experience, and hope it can help Zinesters find each other around the world and in your hometown. I volunteer my time and skills to Chicago Zine Fest because I love zines, I love Zinesters, and I love Zine Fests. I believe zines are a special medium that all creators are equal. Anyone can make a zine, anyone can be a Zinester, and Zine Fests are my favorite events. I love meeting new people, seeing new work, and celebrating this weird, earnest hobby that we all share. So thank you so much for watching and participating in hashtag CZF 2020. Thank you.
Hi Zine friends, my name is Dan Kittaka. I use he, him pronouns. I am a second-year Chicago Zine Fest core organizer, native Chicagoan, cartoonist, and zinester. Additionally, I coach distance runners and manage product forecasts for a company that produces microphones. My zines have addressed topics including running, Asian American identity, snacks, and travel. As a Chicago Zine Fest organizer, I work with sponsors, programming, and volunteers. I'm proud of the work that we've done to address the impact of COVID-19 on our festival and the collaboration we've had on this topic with other Zine Fests as part of the Zine Fest Collective. It has been inspiring and reassuring to have the support system of Zine Fest organizers with which to commiserate, discuss solutions, and plan for the future. For me, organizing Chicago Zine Fest is an opportunity to raise up underrepresented voices in my hometown. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're here.
Hey everyone, my name is Elliot and this is my second year organizing with Chicago Zine Fest. I'm originally from a small town in northern Ohio, but I've been living here in Chicago for about 6 years. I believe I'm the only current Chicago Zine Fest organizer who has never created a zine, but I've always been really interested in both zines and comics, so when I learned about the fest in 2017, I made sure to attend. I signed up for the newsletter as I left the fest that day, and when they put out a call for new volunteers ahead of Chicago Zine Fest 2019, I decided to get involved. I mainly work on the less glamorous administrative tasks that are necessary for running a fest like ours. Things like preparing and managing our budget, negotiating our contract with our venue, filing annual reports with the state of Illinois, and many of the logistics around our registration process. I'm very proud to be a part of Chicago Zine Fest because of the way it builds and fosters community. I also love Chicago's arts culture. It's one of my favorite things about living here, and I love contributing to it through working on the fest. It's disappointing that we won't get to see you all in person this year, but we're very happy that you're here with us for our virtual fest. Thanks for being here, and we hope you all have fun.
Hi, my name is Emily Steffen, and this is my second year as a core organizer for Chicago Zine Fest. I live in Chicago's Little Italy with my husband Matt and my amazing dog Fee. I got really into zines in college at UIC after a professor of mine introduced me to the genre. Everything about zines was just so enchanting. I loved the idea of being able to trade with fellow artists, go leave them out in places all over my campus, leave them in coffee shops and record stores all over the city. I even found myself more than once passing out zines to random passerbys in Millennium Park. My zines in college mostly illustrated Chinese legends, along with legends of my own creation. And they were mostly made actually as scrolls, so people could unroll them, which was pretty cool. And they were scrolls wrapped around dowel rods, which my dad helped me cut and stain in the basement when I was 19 years old. Those were just some really good times. I currently work as a teacher and as a freelance social media and web promoter. Nowadays, I have to admit it is difficult to find time to make my own zines because I'm actually living the dream of teaching about them, which is awesome. I'm a teacher of animation and sequential arts at Chicago Public Schools Advanced Arts Program at Gallery 37. We cover the basics of sequential arts in my class, storytelling, character building, and then move on to some full-on animation production. So I get to teach some amazingly talented kids from all over the city, high school students from all over the city about character design, storyboarding, animation, comics, and most importantly, zines. It's been so inspiring to see how my students love zines, how much they just go for the genre. The unit is always a big hit with my kids, and they just love trading them amongst each other, sharing them with their friends and family, and they love displaying their work every year at Chicago Zine Fest. That's become a really big highlight of the school year for my students every year. My colleagues actually joke that I'm building myself a mini zinester army, and they might be right. I might be. I got involved with the festival after displaying one year with my students, and I inquired about expanding youth activities. My students wished that they could get more involved, and so I decided to take action to make that happen. And as a zinester myself, I was always a really big fan of the festival. I've been attending for years. So as you can see, one thing led to another, and now I'm a core organizer. I head up our annual high school youth poster contest, work with our college liaisons to get the word out about Chicago Zine Fest on college campuses around the city. And I also assist with our social media. One thing that I do in addition to all that is I handle the booking for our amazing food trucks, whom I know we're all missing a lot this year. So I'd like to give a shout out to Twisted Classics and to Yum Dum, who were going to be our trucks this year for 2020, but they will be back for 2021. So get ready for some awesome food next year, everybody. One thing that I'm especially proud of this year is our youth poster contest. High school students from all over the city entered to be our official youth artist for 2020. We received even more entries than last year, and all of them were just incredible. It's a really fun activity for our organization to get together and judge all these awesome posters. Our 2021 poster artist Andrea Bell and our youth poster contest winner from last year, Reed Davenport, were also on the judging committee this year, and that was a lot of fun. I want to once again offer our congratulations to Anaya Thompson, who won this year with an amazing sci-fi themed poster that was out of this world. We're holding on to her poster for Chicago Zine Fest 2020, and you'll be able to purchase it there from her table live in person. So don't worry, you can still get a hold of that in person next year. I love working for Chicago Zine Fest. I've met so many talented and unique artists, and I've made too many friends to count on my hands at this point. Zines are just so special because anyone and everybody can make them. Anyone can make a zine. And there's a zine out there for every interest. And I think that they'll only increase in popularity over the next decade as our lives become more and more digital. And I'm really excited to watch it happen. Thank you.
Hey everybody, my name is Tim. I'm an organizer for Chicago Zine Fest. I've been with the fest a couple of years now, about a year and a half, but this is my second go around to help out with the fest. I do a lot of writing for them and marketing stuff with the newsletter that goes out, and we're doing a lot of sort of grunt work at tables of other festivals to get the word out about Chicago Zine Fest. And I just kind of lucked into getting involved because a friend of a friend was one of the organizers for the festival, and brought me into the fold, and it's just been a really great organization to work for, or to work with, and to volunteer for, and to be part of. I've always found zines to be just a force for good, and sort of the levels the playing field for people's voices. Anybody can make a zine, so that's why you get like such unusual and fun and exciting and different kinds of stuff out of zines that you wouldn't see anywhere else. And that's one of the things I really love about zines in general, and just being involved with the festival and the organization. So, it was zines that kind of got me interested in becoming a writer as well. I think it was zines were probably one of the first places any of my writing was ever published. So I kind of went on to do a lot more with it. And I just think that organizations like Chicago Zine Fest really make a big difference in a lot of people's lives, and for the better. So I know this year is going to be a little bit different, but we're glad to have you. And hopefully next year we'll all be back together again in the flesh here in Chicago. So until then, thanks for watching.